Hello. This is episode 85. 85 consecutive weeks of the number one collaborative podcast in the wrestling game. I don't know why we're not on one of these bigger shows yet. You tell those guys, what are they waiting for? Come sign your boys. All right. We're available for business. All right. I am Conrad Cushman of Everything Pro Wrestling. And to my left, which is on your right if you're watching us on the screen, Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly is here as well. There is so much for us to get into. I really don't have any time to waste. We have crazy UFC endings with 1 second left. We've got boxing matches coming up. We've got tons of wrestling to talk about. Tons. Like, I'm going to be trying to sneak stuff in between the previews, the predictions, and everything else that we have going on here. So, yeah, I'm just, you know what? I know what's the right thing tonight. I'm going to let Sean hit us with that line, and then we're going to get into it.
I'm not going to waste no time, bro. I'm excited. Conrad, my brother from another mother, drop that thing.
Music to my ears. Welcome, everybody. Shout out to everybody who's listening. Small note for anyone who listens on my feed, Sean's feed, Google Podcast. Gone, just so you're aware. I know I've seen more people creeping over to the YouTube music side of things. The audio has also been going up immediately after this. So if someone's like, Conrad, how come I'm only seeing the audio for this? I want to see the live video. You may have to click the channel, go into the live section. I don't know why YouTube does what it does, but I do have the audio and live going up. Last week we did excellent on Clash and the Dynamite review. So we're doing pretty good. Make some things happen, man. And those who use Spotify, I think that is the new home for both of our podcasts, so just be on the lookout. I don't know if you've updated your stuff on your side yet, Sean, but
yes, sir.
But they're asking for new logins and things like that. So if you see something different, something's off, send me a message right away at EPW Show down below. Sean's information is right there as well. If you see something that's not working, let a brother know. And I'm going to put the socials right in there, and I'm also going to put Sean's channel right in there. It's also in the description box, guys, so feel free. Let's get into our shout outs. I'm gonna let Sean handle some of these here in the beginning.
Yeah, man, definitely happy to be with you guys on tonight. Let's talk to the people, man. Everybody's in the building. The only Vinny that we like is in the building. Happy Monday, Vinny says. Gonna catch the stream later. Got flag football tonight. God bless y'all as always. Have fun. God bless you too, man. God bless you too. Have a good time.
Don't forget to juke.
There you go. Very cool. Sir Quilly in the building. Quilly! He says, what's up, everyone? Your boy, Sir Quills, is back to enjoy my two favorite bro of the dream team of Conrad by God Cushman and Sean by God Hubbard for episode 85, the Ocho Cinco edition of Clash of the By God podcast. Love that, bro. Thank you so much. Ray Thompson, big shout out to Ray Thompson. Love the interaction on Facebook, my guy. I see you. Beautiful family. He says, hey, happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Finally recovering from a nasty virus. Get well soon, my guy. I'm glad you're on the recovery trail. Ray also says, Dynasty and Rebellion both look like good shows. Would love to see Swerve and Namath both capture gold this weekend. You are not the only one that feels that way, my guy. And he concludes by saying, also LOL at the Bucks and FTR storyline and it's now being a random ladder match so Bucks can win without pinning FTR. That whole thing is a cluster, you know what. So, yeah, I agree with you. Guy will gamble in the building. He says, what's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great start to the week and not paying Swerve consequences for your loss like Jimmy did. Wow. Not bad. I like that. Gamble. I like that a lot. Jesse, my guy Jesse from the Pro Wrestling Shoot. Tuesday evenings on the East Coast, Tuesday afternoons on the West Coast. Big shout out to him and James as well. He says, hello, everyone. God bless you, bro. M. Leezy, Fo, Sheezy in the building. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone had a blessed weekend. And let's kick this huge weekend of wrestling off with the two best in our pro wrestling community. God bless you, Matt. We appreciate that. We're doing our best, my guy.
I'm going to give it up for his real name, Mike from The Rock.
There you go.
And hey, people, what's good, Mike? Appreciate you, fam.
The Rock.
Clown also in the building. Afternoon, everybody. What's good, Clown? Appreciate you. When you said The Rock, bro, it made me think of, so we're doing a Dynasty preview and predictions, obviously. IG, I had to put up the Dynasty song from the intro. I don't know why I did that. I was just like, this is a good album back in the day when I was like a kid. Eric Douglas bringing up Rhea significantly injured. I've heard that. We're going to have to check out Raw tonight to see what they do. I heard it might be bad enough to vacate. So, yeah. That's a big blow to the women's division, if true, because I definitely thought she was holding it until next year's Mania.
100%.
Chad Schrader in the house. What's good?
What up, Chad?
Appreciate you. I'm just seeing if Emily said no hate on Liv. It was a freak accident. It just seems weird that it happened like on a spot where you would just get thrown into a wall, but that wall was concrete. Maybe they thought it was softer.
I don't understand it. Sometimes they do some really silly things, man.
I don't know. Chad just said he subscribed to the channel. Everyone,
Chad.
Do what Chad did.
Thank you, my guy. Appreciate you.
John G saying hello. What's good, John?
John G, what up, though?
We got another one.
Thank you, Mike. God bless. Thank you so much. Means everything, man. Thank you.
Rob's in the house. What's good, Rob?
Rob, what up, dope?
BJ.
B Jizzle.
Good Monday, y'all. Hope y'all are having that you've been well, and I hope your weekend or your week goes great. Thank you, BJ. BJ, thank you. BJ sent me some cool stuff today. We were just actually having a good conversation about like business law stuff. So shout out to BJ.
Nice.
James says the tossing of the chair was odd. Hey, they were trying to make it seem like them WWE 2K24 games, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were going in. BJ just came back to claim his title. Also, according to my recollection, when it comes to these chats? Yep, he's the champ now. There you go. Appreciate you guys, man. Sean, let's not waste any more time. I know everybody's in here. Let's get into this, Sean. We got 2 previews. We got a lot of stuff to do, so you guide the show, brother.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Listen, guys, we're going to start off with a little bit of talk about Impact Wrestling. No, that's not what we call it anymore. We call it Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. TNA. That's right. Coming up this Saturday, April 20th, is going to be a tremendously important, I think, to continue the momentum for TNA. Rebellion, live on pay-per-view, also available and most prominently available on Triller TV. Make sure you go to the Triller website to subscribe or to order or whatever jazz you got to pull off to make it happen. Triller is the destination to get your hands on some Rebellion. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 championships on the line this Saturday night in Paradise, not Las Vegas. People don't realize that Paradise, Nevada is really the hub of where everything is happening, but they just say Las Vegas to make it sound sexy. But it is Paradise, Nevada, in the Palms Casino Resort. Conrad, how you feeling about this show coming up, man?
I think it's an important show. There's some questions that I have about. Listen, it's easy to talk about the momentum for AEW, and everybody's like, oh, wrestling's booming. WWE's booming in a way. I don't know if the rest of wrestling's feeling that same boom. That's the real question.
Right.
And I think a lot's going to be answered. We're still dealing with the fallout of Scott D'Amore leaving. So I think this is an important show for them to showcase, well, what is your company at this point? What are you guys trying to do? What's happening here within this company? There's a lot that's happening here. Is the best way I could put it.
Well, I mean, I think we're going into Saturday night with hope and belief that they can keep the momentum going. I think they've come out of the gates with a couple of really good shows. The emergence of Nemeth has been really, I think, positive for the brand. I think Moose, I got to say, Moose is doing some of his best work lately. I
Yeah,
got to give him credit. I feel
Moose
like
has been a great long-term sign for them.
yeah, I think he's rounding out his talent quite well. He reminds me, you're going to think this is a wild comparison. He reminds me of The Miz. You know, a guy who came from outside the wrestling world. I mean, obviously, Moose with football and The Miz with acting and reality TV. But as their careers progressed, they became world championship material because they really, really work hard. Like Moose is a relentless worker. Miz will never regain his world championship status from WrestleMania 27. But he got there and he became a Hall of Fame talent. Yes, I said The Miz is a Hall of Fame talent by working extremely hard. Sometimes you have natural talent like a Roman Reigns, and sometimes you work at it like the Moose. So Moose has definitely proved that. And we got a lot going on this pay-per-view. So the pre-show starts out. You got Spitfire going up against Decay for the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. For the lay people, I would say it's the TNA World Women's Tag Team Championships for anybody who doesn't know that, because our audience is continuing to grow. We want to make sure we understand what's going on. So Spitfire versus Decay for the World Tag Team Championship in the women's division of TNA. I got to say Decay walks out as champions. What say you, Conrad?
I like the team of Spitfire. I think you stay with this for a little bit.
Okay.
These two ladies haven't had an opportunity. Decay has kind of been the hallmark of the division. You could always put the belts back on them if you need to switch it up, but tonight I think let's let Spitfire do what they're going to do and let's see what they do.
Okay, so the belts come back to Decay, but not Saturday.
Not yet. I don't think they need them. I think you can always fall back to them if you need to.
Okay, that's what's up. Pre-show match number 2.
I can't believe this is on the pre-show.
It's madness to me. I'm gonna give a comparison to Austin Ace Austin, and Chris Bay. I look at ABC as Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 1992. When Bobby the Brain Heenan said that Shawn Michaels was the wrestler of the 90s, ABC is a tag team of the 2020s and going into the 2025, 6, 7. This team is straight up money. They will be in a 6-man tag teaming up with Leon Slater going up against the Rascals. As you said, Conrad, I do not and cannot wrap my head around the fact that this is a pre-show match, but it is. Maybe to reel in the last-minute buyers of the pay-per-view, right? So Who do you say walks out as winners on this evening?
It depends on what you want to do, man. Because if you want ABC to do something, but I think you have to showcase Leon Slater a little bit here too. I've seen his work. I'm sure you have as well. But I don't know if the greater amount of people have. Mm-hmm. So let Leon Slater and Myron Reed go off. I think you could end this one. I'm honestly thinking maybe like a double DQ, double count out or something. But if I had to pick a winner, give me ABC and Leon Slater.
I'm going to go that route as well. No disrespect to the Rascals. I think they're a tremendous team. But for the sake of star power and for the sake of what I just said, me feeling that ABC is a tag team in the future, teaming up with Leon Slater, I'm going to say that Leon Slater and ABC 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi, you and me get the victory on Saturday night. So then we go into the main card, right?
Yes.
A guy who I've made a lot of fun of over the years, but I do mean it tongue in cheek with some, it's supposed to be funny. I have a lot of respect for Frankie Kazarian. I just think he's kind of past his time, but he's still a tremendous athlete. This is a throwback match for me. This is old school TNA at its core. We're talking about Full Metal Mayhem. For those of you who don't really understand what that means, that's kind of a TLC concept. Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian on pay-per-view at a TNA. Where have we heard this before? Eric Young on a pay-per-view in TNA, Frank Kazarian on a pay-per-view in TNA. It's like 2004 all over again, but I mean that with nothing but respect. So, in the TLC, aka Full Metal Mayhem match, you gotta go with Eric Young. Am I right?
Oh, that's tough to say here, because I don't know what the end game is for these two. These are two brothers who both left their respective companies. Eric Young could be in WWE if he wanted to right now. and he's not. And we actually just heard a story about him signing an NDA as of today. And Frankie Kazarian could have stayed in AEW, but he left as well. So these guys took great chances to have great matches, maybe to be featured a little bit more. I could see Kazarian getting the win here, but part of me wants to go with Eric Young, just because, like, give Eric that last hurrah to do something here, just to give him that. But you could argue the same thing for Frankie. So you know what? I am going to agree with you. You've convinced me.
There you go. There you go. We both picked EY to come out victorious in full. I'm going to be respectful and call it Full Metal Mayhem. That's what TNA calls it. That's what I'm going to call it. Full Metal Mayhem on pay-per-view this Saturday night. Triller TV, by the way. Make sure you go out, check out Triller and get that pay-per-view locked in. Next up on the gambit is going to be Rich Swann versus I Believe in Joe Henry. You like the vocals, right? Listen, I can't even the analytics. I don't have any analytics. I just say Rich Swann has to win this match for the betterment of his career. I've been following TNA since its reemergence, and Joe Henry's over like Rover, but like to me, Rich Swann has to win this match just because of the recent changes to his character and the things that have been going on with him and AJ Francis. Like, I gotta go Rich Swann.
The homie Rich Swann.
No doubt. No doubt.
I like him and AJ together.
So I do too.
I think you have to let the numbers game creep up on Joe Hendry, and he's going to need backup. So I'm picking Rich Swann with a little assist maybe from AJ.
And big shout out to AJ Francis, because he's really, obviously we know that if he was in WWE, he would be, if he was welcome in WWE, he'd still be there. But some people get kicked out of the back door and make good of it, Cody Rhodes, and some people don't. Now, am I calling AJ Francis Cody Rhodes? I am not, but I am saying that he's come a long way since that flop over the top rope. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So
I think he's underestimated for what he can bring to the table, and I think TNA is the best place for him to hone his craft and kind of be on his own and show what he could do.
There's only one organization in the world not named WWE that can be seen as the major leagues of professional wrestling, and that's AEW. Unfortunately, New Japan is no longer that place. Unfortunately, I don't think TNA will ever be that place. But it's still a major platform. I'm not saying that to cast aspersions on TNA. I'm a tremendous TNA fan, have been for many years now. It's obvious WWE or AEW is the place to be, right? But while you're in TNA, while you're making money, while you're on the national stage, and that is a national stage, why not take advantage, as Conrad said, hone your craft? Nobody believes TNA is going to become the number one wrestling organization in the world. But I think as long as TNA continues to play its role, which is being the minor leagues, but on a high level, I think people like AJ Francis and Rich Swann and many of these guys are going to continue to have a wonderful platform to work on.
Yeah, just keep it up for them and let them do their thing.
All right, so next up, what up, XGW? What up? Appreciate y'all. Clown, I see you. Obi-Wan, I see you. Next up on the gamut. Let's go Mustafa Ali and no, that's fine. The TNA World Tag Team Championships are next on the gamut. This is the reason why I didn't want to go to this match. Conrad put me on the spot because I really don't know who I want to pick.
I don't know how I feel about the tag division right now.
Yeah,
I know the system is a group, but why are the tag teams in a trios match, but we got like Speedball Mountain? I just think Mike Bailey should be in your main event scene right now. I don't know what we're doing here with it a little bit. That's just me. And I get you want to feature Trent, but Trent Seven, that is, and yeah. And I don't know how I feel about I know Eddie Edwards has been a workhorse for them, and I know Brian Myers is great. He's got a school. He can bring new people in as well. I'm sure there's some reasons behind why they're in a good to great spot, and they're talented as well. So don't get me wrong with that. But
for me,
the system retains for me.
This is a filler for me, and I know that sounds wrong. Sometimes you put two guys together to see how they mix and how they mesh. That's how I look at this match. For the reasons you just spoke about, I'm going to say Mike Bailey and Trent Seven, win the match and become, tag team champions. But for no other reason than Mike Bailey deserves it. That's the only thing I can think of at this point. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So that's where I'm at with it. Oh boy, this is the match of the night for me. This is a sleeper match. I think it's going to be the match of the night. You got Jake something going up against the esteemed. They should use that. The esteemed Mustafa Ali. I just came up with that off the top of my head. Mustafa Ali, I have so much infinite respect for. I think this guy got fired from WWE for no reason, or let go, or expired, or whatever, for no reason at all. I think he's a tremendous wrestling talent. I don't like when people go to new organizations and get handed belts just because they're new. But in Mustafa Ali's case, I can hear the chants in the background, "You deserve it," because he does. And there is no way that on this big stage that he's going to walk out a former champion. I think Mustafa Ali is the forever X Division champion, and that reign continues on Saturday night.
I'm not mad at it. I like Ali a lot. I like Jake something. Jake something has a look to him that I'm like, he's missing like one thing, and I don't know what that thing is to put him like up in that upper tier.
It's called a championship, which he's not going to get on Saturday.
That's messed up. I don't know what it is, though. I don't think he needs the title, though, either, because I think it's a good look for Ali. I love Ali's character that he plays, that he's like this. No, I'm a good guy. I promise everybody. He's very political, we'll say.
Big Show 2000, but good, but entertaining.
Terrible. Shout out to Paul White, wherever you are. Wherever you are right now, doing God knows what.
You will cheer for me. Cheer for me. I'm a good person. You big dummy. You're in the ring with The Rock. Shut up.
Yeah. Yo, so I don't know, man. I don't know. For this one, I'm definitely gonna go Ali as well. Ali's he's the guy right now.
Yes.
There's no other choice to make there. It's that simple. And I think that's the first of a bunch of bangers that we're about to get in a row right after that, because the next matchup is,
power versus power, skill versus skill. I'm not a big fan of Hammerstone. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a big fan, but I am a tremendous fan. I'm talking about Jey Uso level fan of Josh Alexander. I think this guy is the future. I think he's look at guy will gamble. Look at you. Josh Alexander continues to impress me every single night. Last man standing, interesting. Because Hammerstone can throw you around the building, right? But then again, Josh Alexander can incapacitate you. I'm going Josh Alexander because I can't go against him. I refuse to pick against Josh Alexander.
I'm going to take Hammerstone for a different reason. I think you're going to have to get Josh into a different feud after this, because this is match 3 between them.
This is the payoff, I believe.
So I think have someone interfere. Josh moves on from this, and then Hammerstone can pick a next victim another week. Helps you book the next set of TV tapings.
I just don't like Hammerstone because he's like Lex Loser, not Luger, loser.
Who, Hammerstone?
Yeah, man.
Listen, he was great in MLW. Like, I don't know if you watched it when he was champ. He was great.
I'm familiar with his work. I just think he's kind of like, stamp repeat,
I'm a fan, so we'll see. Maybe this match will impress you. Maybe something.
I'll be watching.
Maybe something will pop off. Let's go to the Knockouts championship match here. Probably the co-main.
I would agree. Look, Jordan Grace's resume speaks for itself. I think the story of this match is Steph, because she has to win this match. Will she? I'm going to say probably not. But with Matt Cardona in her corner and the momentum that she's had to get this title match, to get this title shot, to me, it's almost like, I don't know, Jey Uso getting title shot after title shot and not winning. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Anyway, staying on focus. I'm going SDL. I'm going SDL because she literally has to win. Jordynne Grace does not need this victory. Jordynne Grace is a TNA Hall of Famer first ballot. To me, SDA needs this to get over the hump. She needs this for her legacy. With Matt Cardona in her corner, she cannot come out on the losing end. She can't, as Gorilla Monsoon would say, God rest his soul, go home with the loser's end of the money. Audio, brother, my audio. So yeah, while you get that up, yep.
No, it's back. It's back. It's all I have to do is press the button.
No worries.
I didn't want to interrupt you. So listen, there's no way that I can rock with that pick, man, that you made. I just can't. I gotta go with Jordynne Grace. Now, what happens to Cardona? Because I feel like Cardona's got to be involved in this for us to even believe that she's gonna have an
part of the reason for my prediction, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Which maybe he doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. Maybe Jonathan Gresham gets involved. Who knows? I heard he just signed too. So maybe there's some openings here, but I just think Jordynne Grace is their girl right now, and they're gonna run with Jordynne Grace as the Knockouts champion. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. A little bit of a toss-up, in my opinion. But I'm saying for the betterment of her career, I think that winning this match is very much something that needs to happen for STL.
Clown is with you, yeah. And I think Matt Lopez is too.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like, I'm not going to say it again. I'm very upset. But anyway, let's move on.
Main event.
This is the main event. This is where WWE falls short. They did not fall short at WrestleMania, thank God. But this is what WWE fails to do consistently. These two gentlemen, Moose and Nick Nemeth, are the two most high-profile stars in the company. And they are going to main event a pay-per-view for their world championship. It's not brain surgery. It's not rocket science. It's what is supposed to happen in professional wrestling. When you're Harley Race and you have a chance to face a young up-and-coming Ric Flair, you don't go with Ronnie Garvin. You go with Ric Flair. When you're Ric Flair and you have a chance to face a young up-and-coming superstar by the name of Sting, you don't pass on Sting and face Tom Zink. This is the marquee matchup in total nonstop action wrestling. I love the match. I love the booking. I love what I'm about to see because these are two high-profile athletes. That being said, Moose retains.
I'm going to agree with you on this. What up, Joel? I'm going to agree with you on this. This is a question I wanted to ask you beforehand. I'm going with Moose retains. Is it a sign of bad things to come if you are relying on Nick Nemeth to move forward? Like, what is that a sign of? Like, is he there for the long term? What are your thoughts on this? Like, because some people, there's like this feeling in New Japan right now. We're going to talk about this in a few moments too. There's this feeling of you had way too many guys come over and they took all the belts. Why did we do this? Why did we get all these guys who, not my words, WWE guys are coming over and beating all of our guys? You have to use them. Is it, if you're brass in Impact Wrestling, Sean, or TNA, do you say, you know what, let's go with Nick Nemeth? He can do something for us. Or is it, nah, let's ride with Moose, man?
What's up, Joel? If I have to pen, I'm going with Moose because we need to add some legacy to this championship. And continue adding some legacy to this championship. Nick Nemeth, I want to answer your question about him being a mainstay. It goes back to my point from earlier. Unfortunately, and I say this with great humility and respect, unfortunately, TNA is not a destination for high-profile professional wrestlers. That is not their number one choice. It is debatable about whether or not AEW is a number one choice, which I think for some it is, for whatever reasons they may have. And obviously WWE is the biggest company that gives us pro wrestling in these United States, right? To answer your question, Nick Nemeth has a bone to pick with WWE. So I don't think Nick Nemeth's going to return to World Wrestling Entertainment. I think Nick Nemeth wants to be in TNA because when he left WWE, he left with the axe to grind, right? And he could have easily signed with All Elite Wrestling, but he didn't. So clearly he sees something in TNA that is something that he wants to hold on to. I think good business would lead itself and lend itself to Nick Nemeth not winning this championship on this particular night. That's good business.
I think him and Ali are in the same boat where I don't think it's that it was they couldn't have gotten signed by those places. They would have gotten signed for less money based on where they are. So now you can go to TNA and say, look what I did for them. Look what I could do for you. And then you can have a bigger asking price, especially after television deals are up. Now you have more money to play with. Holla at your boy. Come get me. So it's just going to depend. But I think we go with Moose. And I told Matt in the chat, Matt Lopez, I think you hold off and you have Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander at Bound for Glory. I think that's the matchup that you want.
Show stealer. All right, I'm with you on that. And I want to give a nice little analogy about TNA. TNA is ECW in the 90s.
Expound a little bit more.
ECW was a fantastic product. ECW turned heads. ECW had a fantastic buy rate for some of their pay-per-views. ECW had former WWE stars. ECW had stars before they became stars. But there was never a time when you thought that Extreme Championship Wrestling would be the number one brand in all of sports entertainment. That was never going to happen. If you ask Paul Heyman today, Paul Heyman, I believe, would tell you that he never believed that ECW would be the best wrestling company perceived by the masses. He thought ECW, and rightfully so, was the best thing since sliced bread. But did Paul Heyman actually think that he would surpass Vince McMahon or Ted Turner? The reason I say no is because if the answer was yes, he wouldn't have done business with Vince McMahon in 1997.
I think it was also due to the fact of with Paul Heyman. I can't believe we're getting into ECW on this even.
It's a segue that makes sense, though.
Yeah, with Paul Heyman, I feel that television was what was preventing him from getting there. So me and you are local in New York. I used to have to watch on, I believe it was called like the Empire Network is what I used to have.
Right.
And that's like local. So that would be like my local high school football team may pop up on there. You may get a Knicks game on there if you're lucky. You'll get soccer. You never know what'll pop up. And then at 2 a.m., I would stay up on Saturdays. Then I would hear do, do, do. And I'm like, oh, I hope my parents aren't like, what are you still doing up right now? Extreme. And then, you know how the commercials used to be.
Absolutely.
Scantily clad women and you got people bleeding and everything. It would go crazy. So I think Heyman thought if he could get on mainstream television, he believed enough, but
I think
it was a bad deal.
I think when he decided to have ECW, air quotes, invade WWE in 1997, that I think he was like, okay, you know what? It's better to, work with this guy, meaning Vince McMahon, instead of, fight against them,
and get bloodied up. That's what it was.
Exactly.
Because that's what he will do to you. The difference is Tony Khan and Ted Turner had money to fight back. And that's what you need with him. Because with Gomez, all the things are, you just throw money at problems.
But to bring it back to the modern day example, which is why I brought this up to begin with, and you got it right away, Conrad, is the fact that TNA is that. TNA has your former WWE stars that didn't work out. TNA has up-and-coming stars that could make it in WWE down the line. TNA has stars of people who have come to WWE, went back to WWE, and left again. That's what TNA is. TNA is a valuable commodity. That's what I want people to understand, though. I say that to say this. TNA is a valuable commodity in the world of professional wrestling. Because you know what? Nobody comes, using baseball as an analogy, nobody comes straight to the majors. I don't care how good of a first-round draft pick you are. You are going to play in the minors for a little bit. And you have to hone your craft. And if you can get some eyes on that, look, as long as the lights stay on and the bills are getting paid, that's a success for TNA. I hate to say it like that because it sounds like I'm dismissing them, but it's reality.
Yeah, Joel said great memories, 2 a.m. on MSG. Maybe it was MSG or maybe MSG bought Empire. I don't remember what happened with it, but it was crazy. BJ said, what is this, Raw Underground talking like that? Yeah, MSG. So maybe it was MSG. I'm misremembering it. TNA is the land of the misfit toys. TNA's problem is that TNA is never going to get bigger when they're owned by a television company. Television companies owning wrestling properties is never good unless they're going to sell them.
Right.
And if they're going to hold on to it, because, wow, Fox is getting a 1.6 rating with TNA. Maybe we should have just kept it on our network. There's always going to be that issue. So,
yes, sir.
How do you tell someone like, yeah, we're making money off of it. Why the eyes could be here? Why aren't they here? And it'll always be an issue.
Let me ask you a question, Conrad. A little bit of a diversion, but I think still on track. Will the UFL ever be the NFL?
No, I think the UFL wants to do what Paul Heyman said. I don't know if you've heard me speak on this. The Rock's plan is not to be bigger than the NFL. That's where Vince went wrong. I'll make my own competition. No. Instead, what Rock wants to do is partner with the NFL. So then when your guys don't have anywhere to go, bring them here. Exactly. Now, when football's done here, you guys could buy me out and we could all own a little piece of the pie and get paid. When football's off, come watch us.
You're taking the words right out of my mouth, which is why, and I know this is going to be a crazy hot take that you didn't even see coming. NXT, the way it's currently constituted, I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't need it. I want TNA to be NXT. I want TNA to be its own company, and I want TNA to be in bed with World Wrestling Entertainment. That's what I want.
So you preferred the FCW brand and the Heartland Wrestling?
Yes. NXT, when you announce NXT as a WWE brand, to me, it nullifies it. It diminishes it. I need it to be the TNA World Championship. I don't need it to be the NXT. Like, you can't even say NXT World Championship. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
You can't say that, it's like, it's ridiculous. So, anyway, we kind of went off on a tangent here, but it was a comfortable tangent because I think TNA knows its role. Oh, God, I can't believe I said that.
And shuts its mouth.
I think TNA knows what it is, man. I think TNA understands their role in the industry, and I think it's a very prominent role in the industry. Unfortunately, there's only room for two, and to me, it's either WWE or AEW, and AEW is on its last leg, so we hope they get their stuff together.
I won't even say it's on its last leg. I think they've got money to fight the good fight. It's the perception of how do you build the goodwill back. And we'll get into that more in a second.
Absolutely.
Speaking of this, I want to stay on this real quick. I have this up, short topic real quick. Windy City Riot just happened. If you guys missed it, it was a good show in Chicago, the place that I think has been number one for pro wrestling for the last few years. So everybody's going there. Tetsuya Naito defended the IWGP Championship, World Heavyweight Championship against Jon Moxley. If you don't want to know, I'm going to give you about 3 seconds here to fast forward, do something else here. Give yourself a couple minutes if you fast forward. Well, Jon Moxley is going to be appearing on Dynamite with the IWGP Championship. This is an interesting look. I just told you what people were complaining about. It's right here again. Also, Matt Riddle lost, and he kind of did a no-sell to Zack Sabre Jr. Kind of just walked out afterwards.
Yeah, he pulled
Austin Aries.
Austin Aries with Nitro. I'll choose to focus on the good part. Jon Moxley has put together a Hall of Fame resume. I mean, he really is. He is the only man in the history of the industry to be the New Japan Pro Wrestling Champion, the AEW champion and WWE champion. So salute to him. I don't know why Naito can't get a title reign that's longer than 3 minutes, though. That's the only part that I have an issue with.
I think they like him for the chase, but I also think Naito's title reign came at a bad time for him, Sean, because they're looking to move forward. New Japan calls it the Musketeers. So New Generation era. I'm just trying to think if there's any other coined phrases. In New Japan, it's called the Three Musketeers. At one point, it was who am I referring to right now? Okada, Tanahashi, and Naito. Now they're moving past those guys and they're looking for the next three, which I think it's like Shota Umino. I did have Ren Narita up there until he joined House of Torture. House of Torture. Just awful. Oh, Jack Perry was on the show as well. More on him momentarily because we got to get Sean's thoughts on that. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't think it's a bad idea to put the belt on Moxley right now. It gets it exposure in the States. Maybe it'll get people to come back over. It's going to take New Japan a while, man. They've been hit by a boulder, basically. Like, that was a big blow to them to lose a lot of the people. They lost their top two. Imagine WWF in the 80s for older fans. You lose Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah. Oh.
Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels just bounced from the New Generation. Like, peace, we're out. That's a hard-hitting blow for anyone to accept.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy you just made. Yep, comparison, yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me see here. We're getting some comments. NXT is Fire the Farm, third brand, but I'd like to see WWE and TNA do more superstar loans. It gives TNA some spotlight shine, and WWE gets a new face on the show in a good match to spotlight an up-and-comer. Easy E, what's good? E, he says, where does Mox fall into their potential youth movement? I don't think he's the champ permanently, though. I think he's just there for whenever they're ready to make the move.
Mox will be transitional, but I think Mox is good at that.
I'm calling it now. I think Shooter's the one to beat him. I think the guy who he trained will be the one to defeat him.
Got you.
Ren is still dope. He'll be stronger after surviving House of Torture. I hope so. Because I liked Ren Narita. And when he joined that group, that's that 10%, Gato. If you've never heard me say it, Gato's book is 90% of the time great. Then sometimes he'll do something where you're like, you put the world title on Evil. Like, I woke up one morning, I was like, who did this? It's Mox versus Ren May 5th. I think this is the test for him. We'll see. The temperature check, as I like to call it. Let's see if you're good. Okada was getting stale. When they get him back, it'll be even better. I think Okada didn't care for the new ownership. BJ said, I thought Jack Perry was labeled as the scapegoat because he's being blamed for everything, but I was not educated fully, and today I learned. You like that? I'm waiting, BJ. I'm waiting. In ancient times, during Yom Kippur, they would sacrifice two goats, one on an altar and one they would cast out, and that's where the term scapegoat comes from, and he's been cast out.
Wow.
Okay. And who says wrestling podcasts aren't educational?
Dropping knowledge. And listen, I want to
hit that like button.
Go on, keep going. I got you. Go, keep going, Conrad.
No, I was gonna say hit that like button for us. We got some education from BJ. Thank you for that. We got Monday Night Raw coming up tonight. I gotta say something before we get into this. These sellouts are out of control every week. Sellout. Doing lots of things. Good stuff, man. I'm just very impressed with these shows. And look at WrestleMania. Like they're just making money hand over fist. And I wanted to get into this because WWE's got a lot happening right now. We got the draft going on. We're going to talk about that more in the future. Maybe me and Sean will discuss where we want to see some moves happen. I haven't read any of the spoilers for where people are supposedly going, but it's going to be fairly interesting to see what they decide to do with the three brands and split it up. And it sounds like anybody can go anywhere. I hope they mean that, but we'll see. And then Sean, I'm going to kick it back to you before we get into the main crux of SmackDown here.
Yeah, man. I just want a quick side note. I know there's some leaking stories coming out about Rhea Ripley and things like that, and we'll see what that's going to be about. as we transition into Monday Night Raw in about an hour from now. But I want to, highlight a really good story. I'm going to keep it brief. Big shout out to Nia Jax. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, Sean's giving Nia Jax a shout out. And it's not negative. Yes, Sean is giving Nia Jax a shout out. Recently got baptized. She definitely put it on social media, and Naomi was with her, Trinity Fatu, and it was really nice. If you check Nia Jax's social media, you'll see that she is newly baptized. And whatever religion you are, that's not the point of the conversation. Y'all know that I'm a Christian, but that's neither here nor there. Just the point that she has embraced her faith in her way, and she seems to be really happy. She was in tears. Tears of joy were flowing. And I just want to give a big shout out to Nia Jax on your baptism. God bless you.
Big shout out to Nia. She's been doing tremendous work, too.
Yes.
In the ring. So I got to give her props. McKinney's talking about he tried to go to SmackDown in Detroit. It's been sold out 3 weeks in advance. I got tickets for AEW tomorrow that I'm trying to see if people are interested in going in June, but I don't know, man. We'll see. We didn't sell out here last time either, but we're gonna see how that goodwill works with them, because we were the place where they came after Brawl Out. Matt Lowe, he should have had it with ZSJ, man. So, wait a minute. Did somebody correct me? Oh no, Nakamura should go for the World Heavyweight title. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's get into this. Let's get into the main point here for WWE. If you watch SmackDown, we had the debut of someone brand new. Sean, did you know who this person was without video packages, bro?
Yes, Tama Tonga.
No, I think I have a right to say this, though, because there were a bunch of people who I saw who changed tune. No, bro, this is different. So you don't know who Blue Demon Jr.'s father is, but, it's Haku's son. Everybody knows that. You didn't know Blue Demon was Blue Demon Jr.'s dad? Stop. Stop with the games, bro. Stop playing these games. You play stupid games, you're going to get stupid prizes. Ooh. I didn't forget. So, to me, that was a ridiculous claim. I know who Tama Tonga is. I have no problem with Tama Tonga debuting like this. But don't do that when AEW does it. I'm just noticing a weird, media game bias with certain sides, on both sides, too. WWE gets it, too, but AEW don't need that right now. I know everyone's like, yeah, put him down. Not needed. You guys will be crying the blues in a couple years, and guess who ain't gonna want to hear it? Nope. Me and Sean just gonna sit here. We'll do whatever we're doing at the time. Yep. I'll be like, man, remember we had a second company and people wanted to down it? Yeah, go yell at those guys. Go find those old tweets. Freaking WWE diehard two-face suckers, somebody said. Where was the video package BJ put? See, they knew it. But what did you think of the debut for Tama? Was it effective when you saw it, Sean? What did you think? Were you happy that Jimmy was punished for that WrestleMania match? What was that?
All right, so here's the deal. I have a big problem with this, and not for the reasons you would think. I have no problem creating a heel bloodline and the writing on the wall that comes with that, which we're going to get into in a few minutes. The problem I have is that the payoff is it's way
that's where it is.
Way down the road. I mean, way down the road. That's the issue I'm having. Roman ain't coming back until the SmackDown before SummerSlam. So this, I'm just going to say it was good, but we're going to have to deal with this heel bloodline for a while. And I'm assuming Jimmy's going to be off of television for that entire time. Jimmy's going to be on hiatus probably for 2 months. I don't know how good that is for his career.
I think there's way too much time to mess around with this too, though. I mean, I guess we can get into in a second, because last week on Raw,
do you see way back in the rafters of Wembley Stadium?
Well, I need you to take a look back, though. Come back to me for last week on Monday.
All right.
Who won that 4-way number one contendership? Shout out to CM Punk, my boy.
Don't
CM
do
Punk.
this, Conrad. Look, Eazy-E, BJ, Guy Will Gamble especially, my guy Quilly, M. Leezy for Sheezy. You guys know Deanna, JJ. Now they're just playing with me. Jey Uso, as unfortunate as the match turned out to be, the guy who I wanted to win won the match. Jey Uso is now the number one contender after he won at WrestleMania. Under normal circumstances, I'd be thrilled. Jey Uso's not going to win the World Heavyweight Championship this time around. And now they're just playing with me. It's really starting to get upsetting. Like now they're trying to bother me now. Like before it was like, okay, this is the Roman Reigns thing. Sean, you're bugging out. He's not beating Roman Reigns SummerSlam last year. Seth Rollins, I thought he could have beat Seth Rollins. Gunther, that was cruel. This one, now they're just putting a knife in my back and turning it. We all know that somehow Jey Uso is not going to beat Damian Priest to become the World Heavyweight Champion. My question is, why are you continuing to make this guy lose World Championship matches, Intercontinental matches? He's going to be known as the guy who can never win the big one. That's going to be his reputation. You guys are freaking ruining this guy's career.
Standing on a rooftop, everybody scream your heart out. Bro, this is the Jeff Hardy story, Sean. I'm telling you, it's the exact same thing. The question is he ever going to get to the championship? I don't know because, like I said, Papa H was always against Jeff. I don't know why they keep giving him title shots for him just to be bleh. It's just there.
I mean, I can tell you how the match is going to end. I see McKinney with a really cool, idea of how the interference is going to go down. But the bottom line is you're going to see a spear. You're going to see a Uso splash. And then you're going to see somebody ring a bell or somebody come from the rafters or somebody come through the ring like the Undertaker or the referee's going to turn on him or Samantha Irving's going to hit him in the head with a microphone. And Jey Uso is going to catch a South of Heaven chokeslam and lose. It happens every time.
If you believe it, from the other side.
The good part is that I'm not fooling myself into thinking that he's going to win this time, so I'm not going to be as heartbroken.
But Priest is the one he could beat, though. You didn't get what I'm saying?
Don't do that. Don't do that. You told me off the air what you really think.
I know what I really think.
Yeah.
I'm also subscribing to the theory of Derek where I don't know if I fully believe how long Priest has with this title. Let me not get you hyped up because I could probably do that.
No, I don't want you. I'm not going to get this. And this is what this moment right here, viewers and Conrad, this moment right here, this is unplanned. This moment right here is what's wrong with World Wrestling Entertainment. My favorite professional wrestler in the company. I want you to wrap your head around this, Conrad. My favorite professional wrestler in the company has a guaranteed title shot. And I'm angry. This is what's wrong with WWE. Do you see what I'm saying? This moment right here, the fact that I'm not smiling, the fact that I'm not happy, the fact that this wasn't the first thing I started talking about when the show came on the air, this is what's wrong with World Wrestling Entertainment. Don't be fooled by Cody finishing the story. Yes, they finally got one right. And you know what they had to do to get one right? They had to bring The Rock back. And Jimmy and Jay had to interfere. And they had to bring back the freaking Undertaker. Pump your brakes. There's still WWE-ish going on, bro. And the fact that Jey Uso, my guy, is the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I'm angry. This is what's wrong with WWE, Conrad.
Listen, I feel for you. When he won, I was like, "Oh, not again!
Exactly, not again."
Shout out to Punk though for at least taking some entertaining pictures before he came out for the interference.
How dope is it that CM freaking Punk was the one that helped Jey Uso? Like under normal circumstances, I think, Jey Uso's gonna win the title, but now it's like, but that's gonna be it. Him winning the number one. I'm done. I can't do this, bro.
You know Punk's lobbying for him, but here's the problem. You see the future of where Jay's going. We're going to get to that in a second, but I want to answer Lunatic's question real quick in the chat. Shout out to Lunatic F50. He said, am I right by saying Cody Rhodes is absolutely boring? He puts the Z's up. What's your opinion about Cody? Because he's stale to me.
Who is this guy?
Lunatic.
Welcome to Clash of the Podcast, brother. I've been saying this for months. Hello, McFly.
So why do you always say that?
Cody is not that entertaining. He's really good, and he deserved to win at WrestleMania. He's not. I agree with you, Lunatic. He's not that good on the microphone. He's not.
I think Cody's great on the microphone. But my issue is, well, remember what I told you. You have to let Cody, Punk, and some of these guys who are great on the microphone, you have to let them be them. The shackles have to be off. My favorite Cody promos were in AEW. My favorite Punk promos recently are in AEW for the most part. He did a good one on Raw a couple weeks ago, but you took the shackles off of him. Mm-hmm. Let him go out and let him. They know where the line is. Can they tiptoe past it and do whatever? I think Cody is good. I fear the people's reaction, though, to this. I'm not ready to just throw in the towel like, Cody was a trash champion. But I did see someone say, let me tell you every Cody promo for the next couple weeks. He comes out, choose which destination, cry promo or mention in his family. And I was just like, man, that thing had 11K likes. And I was like, that's a lot.
Not as much as the Bloodline.
That's a lot. I mean... So we'll see. That's where I'm putting it with this. McKinney says, Jay.
Forget we'll see. I don't know what your problem is sometimes, Conrad. He is not entertaining on the microphone. So what do you want to talk about?
WWE's got a WWE stuff though. Once they get a Live Network, it's on a shirt.
And he has to go over to Samantha Irving. And Samantha Irving, that's her first corny moment, by the way. That's the first one. I got you. Well, I'm going to announce your name again as well. Like, shut up.
This sounds very mean.
You had a great weekend, Samantha. Don't ruin it, okay? People are starting to talk about you being the GOAT of professional wrestling announcers, and you sit up here and have to mime, I got you. Stop talking to Samantha Irving. Stop motivating around the ring like you're some kind of big shot. Just be the champion. You know what the best thing for Cody should be? Cody should freaking turn heel.
I don't want to tell you how that chapter ended in AEW. So
I'm just saying, he should freaking turn heel, man.
Do you foresee that same thing happening to him in WWE?
Yes.
People are going to start throwing the belt back. I don't care.
Yes. He got booed at WrestleMania. I'm not going to let you people forget that.
McKinney, I'm going to the chat real quick to bring some of their thoughts. McKinney says Jay versus Damian is going to be a great match, but Jacob's going to interfere and Jimmy will come to the rescue. We'll see. Matt Lopez says, I wouldn't be surprised if heel bloodline gets involved. Matt brought up, is this the NWO Wolfpack bloodline?
I think so, though. I think it is.
Did you ever hear the original version of the song they ripped that off from? Way too similar. The beat, everything, the flow, it was crazy. If I ever find it, I'll send it to you. Jimmy isn't around to interfere, so maybe Jay wins. I don't know. That would be a good idea, Guy Will Gamble says, so you know what that means.
You know what that means?
I mean, it's only happened 3 times, Hubs.
No, but you know what? Guy Will Gamble and Quilly, they understand my pain, bro. They understand what I'm going through. See, people, y'all sit up here, not you. You understand what I'm going through. Y'all think I'm just like, oh, Cody Rhodes sucks.
No, listen.
I never said Cody Rhodes sucks. But at the end of the day, see, people, you know what? And WWE does this crap. They try to manipulate things. 3 straight weeks they put up that graphic on WWE on Raw about the most played wrestler on WWE 2K. And 3 weeks in a row was Jey Uso. But then the 4th week, it was Cody Rhodes. Look, Cody Rhodes is the most played professional wrestler on 2K. Shut up. Shut up. And by the way, and if anybody in their right mind, because it wouldn't be in their right mind, if anybody has the gall, the audacity to say that the Cody Rhodes era is going to be just as prosperous and successful as the Roman Reigns era, you're on crack.
I don't know if we can say that on air, but Quill says it's WWE.
Crackle and pop. You're on Rice Krispie treats. That's what you're on.
It's the place of buffoonery and the place for unwanted improper burials. We've known this for how long now? See, we're old cynical fans, so me, Quill, Sean, we know.
Look at Guy Will Gamble asking the question, what, Cody has an era? They've been calling it the Cody era since last week. The Cody era has begun. It's like 1998 all over again.
He just won, though, too.
Oh, please.
I know, but you guys already throw him out with the bathwater already.
I said, listen, I'm not going to give Cody more than what he deserves. I've said from day one, and you can back me up or tell the people I'm lying, whatever one is your truth. I've said Cody Rhodes deserved to win at WrestleMania. I said Cody Rhodes is a tremendous professional wrestler. But I also said, be careful what you wish for now that Roman Reigns is no longer champion. That's what I said.
And that's where we're at. Listen, not mad at it. I give Priest a 3 PLE run and then have him drop it once you get a baby face that's available. I wouldn't be surprised if that belt went right back to Drew. What's the pay-per-view called where they're going over there? Clash at the Castle? Is that June? August? Yep. I don't know.
No, Clash at the Castle I think is in June.
Doc, this is heavy. Don't give Sean any more credence to his McFly. Y'all turned on Cody already, Bueller? Well, Cody finished the story, so now what?
I didn't get that one.
Which one? The Bueller?
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Oh, Ferris Bueller. He said, man, y'all turn it on Cody already?
Oh,
Bueller, anybody? Original Biggie sounds like Cody finished the story, so he's waiting to see what's next. New Japan Cody wouldn't shake this Cody Rhodes hand. Come on, E. And yes, they are giving him the FTR bald heat. I saw that today, and I couldn't believe it had that many likes. I was kind of in shock, but maybe I shouldn't have been. It's kind of a wake-up thing for me. Like, is it really that bad? He might be boring, he might be stale, but who else made 1 million in merchandise sales? But business, all right, this is what we got to separate. We got to talk, when we're talking creative, and when we're talking business, we're talking
Conrad, I swear if you don't say something on my behalf right now, I'm going to spaz out.
Well, you're talking creatively. You're talking as a fan.
Yes.
Sean don't care. Sean doesn't own WTKO stock. At least I don't think so.
Yeah.
We've never had conversations where that has come up.
If I did, you would.
I don't own any TKO stock. I've never owned WWE stock, actually, which is crazy. I probably should have, right, back in the day. But okay, he made $1 million during merchandise sales. That's for the people who write the stuff to decide. You know what I mean? How it's presented to us. Basically what Sean said. Who cares? If you want to talk business, we can talk business too, though. But isn't Jey Uso in like the top 10 sellers too, or the top 5?
He really is. He's in the top freaking 5.
So I mean,
don't do that. Don't freaking do. I'm gonna let you talk, Conrad.
No. I was just gonna say.
No, I know.
You can't have it both ways. So what's Jay gonna get then? If Cody gets that, what do you give Jay?
This one-sided bullcrap. Well, Cody's popular. So is Jey Uso. Cody sells merchandise. So does Jey Uso. Cody's good on the microphone. Debatable. I'll say, you know what? I'll be fair. Jey Uso needs work on the microphone. I'll give you that. He needs work on the microphone. I'll give you that. But Jey Uso is over like Rover. over like Rover. And if you think that Cody Rhodes is more charismatic than Jey Uso, you're on Rice Krispie treats. Snap, crack, and pop.
Don't try and get around this now. You've already said it once. You might as well keep it going.
Give me a freaking break. And you know what? Just to prove that I'm not just on the Jey Uso bandwagon, if you think that Cody Rhodes is more of a draw than Roman Reigns, you're on whatever too. Roman Reigns is that guy. Yo, you guys are bugging, bro.
Well, all I'm saying is, Sean, let's give him a shot. Let's see what he does.
My God.
With that, let's see what the numbers are for as far as that goes. Joel thinks he'll be a WWE exec after he retires. I don't know about that. We'll see.
Because he's a sellout. That's why.
Wow. Hobbs have a Snickers E-Road.
Are we going to go down that road about Cody Rhodes being a WWE sellout? Big shout out to my guy Derek. He's not here tonight. We've been talking about this for months. Cody done sold out a long time ago. So what are you talking about? Hey, what do you want to talk about? How about that? Why don't we talk about him being a freaking sellout?
NWO Wolfpack Bloodline. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack, BJ. So I'm trying to catch up here.
Give me a freaking break.
Yeah, I'm jumping down. Matt says Jey Uso deserves a world title.
Thank you, Elise. You guys think that I'm just up here on a mountain screaming Jey Uso should have been I'm not. I've been fair this whole time. Rock coming back was more of a success than I thought it would ever be. I was wrong about that. Cody finishing the story at WrestleMania, I thought it would never happen. I was wrong about that. I don't mind being wrong.
Cody fans also need to thank Rock because Rock is cool. I want you to think of other people in history. I'm just saying, imagine if this was Shawn Michaels 97. You think Shawn Michaels 97 would be like, no, you know what? Let's change up the story. We can still make this work for both of us. No, Shawn would have been like, forgive me for anyone who was listening to audio, but he was getting the chops, bro. He would have been like, have fun in the opening match of night 2 because you ain't getting it tonight, buddy. You can go and cry about whatever spot you want. Other people wouldn't have did that. That was my point to this.
I saw on WWE.com somebody say, and it got like 100,000 like retweets or likes or whatever. I'm probably wrong about whether retweets or likes, but 100,000. What's the total thing of it? Like likes, retweets, whatever. Like when it's
impressions. Yeah.
Cody Rhodes is the most charismatic WWE champion of all time. Are you dumb? Whoever said that should be punched in the face. The most charismatic WWE champion of all time. And 100,000 impressions follow behind that. If you think that Cody Rhodes is the most charismatic WWE champion of all time, you are on pure Rice Krispies. Pure. I'm talking about white as snow.
This is going to be a shirt.
I'm talking about fresh out of the Bunsen burner Rice Krispies.
Not the Bunsen burner. This is going to be a shirt. I feel the Rice Krispie treat special is going to be a shirt. Listen.
Cody's the most charismatic WWE champion of all time.
Here, listen. Before I know you're all waiting for Dynasty, we're going to get into that with Sean in 1 second. I promise. Last thing I want to get into before I'm going to go into the bloodline stuff one more time and get out of this. But let me ask you this, Sean, if he's selling out France, if he's selling out SummerSlam and all the pay-per-views in between, are you going to give dude his props then?
Of course I will. I gave him his prop. This is why I'm getting upset because when have I not given Cody Rhodes his props? I just said Cody Rhodes is not as good as Roman Reigns.
I guess I'm asking, are you saying don't count your eggs before they hatch? Is that
what you're saying? What you just said is exactly the verbiage I've been using.
It was a little different, but I'm trying to frame this.
Don't count your eggs. I've used 2 cliches. I said, don't count your eggs before they hatch, and I said, be careful what you wish for. That's what I've been saying for 2 months.
Okay, so you're not saying Cody can't do it. You're just saying, y'all got to pump the brakes.
Yeah, give me a break. The most charismatic WWE champion of all time?
Listen, people are running on the high though right now too. They're listen, Sean. We don't understand this. I've committed myself to this over the WWE hype, but we're also not the audience that they're reaching for anymore.
Right.
This was us in the Attitude Era. They're like, this is the best era right now.
But I've never heard. The problem, Conrad, is this puts me in an uncomfortable spot. And I know you understand this because we talk on and off the air. it makes it come across like I don't like Cody Rhodes. I never said I didn't like Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes needs to prove himself as champion. Can we give him more than 2 weeks before we put him on the Mount Rushmore of WWE champions? Can we do that? Thank you, Quilly. Can we give him a month before we say he's the most charismatic So he's more charismatic than Ric Flair. He's more charismatic than Hulk Hogan. He's more charismatic than Shawn Michaels. He's more charismatic than The Rock. Shut up!
Sean is saying, let's see what happens before we start crowning people the new king and prince and queen of anything in wrestling.
Thank God the Cody era is here. It's been 10 days. Shut up.
It's 716 right now in the 716. I want to put up this bloodline poster because someone said what if, but I do think that this could be the matchup that is going to happen. It'll be the new bloodline, but I'm wondering if this could be a big match maybe for your September pay-per-view, but I think Survivor Series will be titled Survivor Series War Games Bloodline Civil War. Mm-hmm. And you could have this, but now you may need to add at least one more person on each side. Rock, I think, would go on the side with Solo in them.
Oh, Rock's definitely going to be heel when he comes back.
Who could you throw on the other side? I think you either go Lance Anoa'i or Hikuleo. Like, you get one of those two. And
you got to be careful, Conrad. I like to me, you got to be careful bringing more. Tama Tonga is just take it easy. Yeah.
Or there's someone who was an honorary Uso who you could make an honorary Uso one more time to get that hype back up to where it was. To me, that was the peak. That was part of what started this whole, oh man, I got to go to the WWE shows. It's got to be the bloodline.
Sammy getting together with Roman and the Usos, that would be amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Why not go back to that, revisit that, and do it?
Right.
That's an option. There's options there. I'm not committed to anything for sure because, like you said, I mean, how many people you could have in the family here for one storyline?
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I think right now, look, Tama Tonga coming in is dope. I like that. I think they have enough. If you have Tama Tonga, Solo, The Rock, I mean, I guess for your War Games analogy, that technically wouldn't be enough, right? So you have to bring in a fourth person. But like, is there anybody else in the family that's in the company right now?
Not that I could think of. Then that would. The only other thing I was thinking of is you could add like Naomi and Tamina, but you don't. I don't think they would want to do that because
they wouldn't want to do that. But I mean, so I guess you're right. Maybe they have to bring somebody else in.
Right. So it could depend, like I said, but maybe Sammy would be the final one, and people would get hype again to see him with the Usos. Like, yo, that's dope. That's what's up.
I think you need to stop saying maybe because I think you just hit the storyline right out of the park. If they booked Sammy rejoining Roman and the Usos, I think the roof would blow off whatever building they were in.
For sure. Someone said ELP. That's Hikuleo's partner
right now. And then just let Drew join up with the new bloodline because he's a hater.
Could be.
Like you did with Judgment Day.
Y'all got to stop talking about Rice Krispie treats in the chat. I see y'all too.
I said snap, crackle, and pop.
Oh boy, RD.
How do you make Rice Krispies by the number?
Look at that wrist. Let's get into Dynasty. We're gonna transition here.
You did that. See, that was all you that time.
TK is cooking. Here. I actually think this is a good card. Not gonna lie.
I think so too.
Let's take a look at what we've got here, and we're gonna get into some other things here. AEW International Championship. We're getting Roderick Strong versus former Undisputed Era. If I could only hear that song one more time.
Oh, please give me that.
And I will still stand on this. I always have to say this when I see these two. The best tag team in the Undisputed Era were these two as a team. I will stand on that. Not Bobby Fish with either one of them. It was Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly.
Bobby Fish just lacked charisma. He was really good in the ring, though.
No, he was good, but I think that they had better tag team matches with these two when he was out. Okay. I just go back and watch the run with them as the champs.
I will.
And you'll be like, man, they did have a lot of good matches together.
No doubt.
Is it time for Roderick to drop this title, Sean?
No, but I like Kyle O'Reilly, and I refuse to bet against them.
So you're going with Kyle O'Reilly?
I'm going Kyle O'Reilly strictly as a fan. No, Roderick Strong should not drop the international championship. But I like Kyle O'Reilly so much, bro. I'm cheering for Kyle O'Reilly, bro.
I'm standing on business until I probably get to doing this with Derek on Wednesday, but give me Roderick Strong for the dub in this one. Let's get to a trios match here. We have the champion of the TNT title, Adam Copeland, versus Eddie Kingston, the New Japan Strong champion, and Mark Briscoe, the Ring of Honor champion, versus the House of Black. House of Black's been crushing it when they want to. They had some really good matches on Collision recently.
Can we first say congratulations to Briscoe? What an amazing accomplishment for him. I think that's super awesome. Him being ROH World Champion. You gotta have Kingston and Copeland win, right? I mean, House of Black can't go over in this match. Just for the sake of the gold that they have in their possession. Obviously, if the House of Black win, that puts them in position for maybe a title shot or two. But you're talking about 3 champions going up against 3 potential contenders. So I guess I'm kind of talking myself out of it. House of Black could win. But I'm going to go with the guys who packed the gold.
I am too, only because if these guys want out, any of them, I hear it. Yo, shout out to McKinney. McKinney put hashtag what rankings. Mm-hmm. I'll be fair. If we say hashtag what draft, I'll say the same thing here. I think they should drop the rankings personally.
100%.
It's foolish, but whatever. Not my company, not my circus. TBS Championship. Julia Hart defends against Willow Nightingale. I think it's Willow's time. I'm just going to flat out say it. I think you give the title to Willow here.
I think it's Willow's time. I think Willow gets revealed as a person who attacked Mercedes Moné, which I love. And I think that there's only one woman in life that would make me look at anybody else other than my girlfriend, and that's a heel Willow Nightingale. That would be awesome.
Interesting. See, I don't think it was Willow.
Really?
I think it was her friend.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Well, Chris Statlander needs a makeover, you know what I mean, as far as her character.
But look who she's been hanging out with more. She's always with Stokely.
Right. And we all know that Stokely is going to blow up. We just don't know how the Stokely thing is going to blow up.
Stokely's one of the best things on television every week. Did you see him when Copeland came backstage to talk with his partners about the trios match? And, she was like, we're going to have a mixed tag. Right before that, he was like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we do need some gold around here. And Will's challenging you for the TNT title. No, I'm not. Oh, my bad. She pulled him to the side. You getting ahead of yourself, Stokely.
I guess my thing is, I want to ask you, as a matter of fact, we all know this Stokely thing's going to blow up. My question is, how is it going to blow up? Are you saying that that's going to be the thing that when Chris Statlander gets revealed as the attacker, then he'll be behind it?
So for a while here, I thought Statlander might cost Willow the championship here. I thought
that Statlander would just turn on Willow. Period.
I think they hold off on it until Double or Nothing.
Okay.
And maybe Mercedes, because I think that they need to flip the switch with her as well, possibly. Yeah. So we'll see. That's my line right now. For
I like it. I like where you're going. And to your point about Mercedes, I don't think it's working so far.
No. I just think you have it in your back pocket if you want to change it. Hold on here. I'm going to see what people are saying. Roderick O'Reilly should be a hard-hitting match. That's going to be your wrestlers match. Tony broke the emergency glass and pushed this match too soon because of his poor Dynamite choice, in my opinion. I think Sean is trying to say his character is not all that. Oh, I think he's behind a little bit.
Bobby Fish.
Yeah, Kyle's got to win. I think Statlander attacked Monet. She was by her locker room in the interview. Ooh, okay. Julia Hart, Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale should dethrone Julia Hart, obviously. Someone says House of Black wins. Each member gets a title shot, but I think Malachi is ready to leave per Santana's interview. Could be. I think Brody King might be the guy stuck with the bag out of House of Black, if you ask me. But we'll see. Because I could even see Punk lobbying for him to get back there too. This match, woo! Look, dude, we're on match 4 only. We haven't even had our pre-show match. The AEW Continental Champion. So this is pure wrestling. No interference, no nothing. Kazuchika Okada defends against Pac.
Okada with the most devastating finisher in all of professional wrestling.
That Rainmaker. Watch it on this night. Watch how it's going to look on this night versus other nights.
For the people who aren't listening on audio, that was me being sarcastic.
We can hear it. Listen, this match is gonna bang though. I think it's gonna be really good.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Okada's clothesline or Hogan's leg drop? Most devastating finisher in history.
It's definitely Hogan's leg drop. You ain't kicking out of that, brother. You ain't kicking out of that, brother.
My guy. But in all seriousness, this match is gonna be a banger on Sunday night, 100%.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Like I said, do you like the rules for that Continental Class? Like, there's no interference, no managers, no one's allowed ringside. It's just you and that other competitor.
Yeah, I mean, sure, like a Daniel Bryan or Okada, obviously. You know, Pac, I think, falls into that category. Somebody like Roderick Strong. I think those type of matches have its place. You know, you can always use Malenko versus Guerrero, right? So if there's a title that means, I mean, it's kind of like the reverse of hardcore rules, right? When this title's on the line, there will be no chicanery, no, tiddly, no, craziness. I'm cool with that. But you got to have two people that can tear the house down.
You should, I'll say. Like, it's okay for the regular shows not to have that, but for the pay-per-views, you got to put on, all right, who's going to do this? But your company's filled with guys like that, so you should be fine.
Facts. Which is why they have room to make a division like this.
Hogan dropping them hamstrings around your neck. Pause. Oh, no, sir. We're going to play that one. We're going to play that one. Guy Will Gamble.
Guy Will Gamble was funny, but I think BJ made the correct point about the leg drop.
Yeah, for the match result, it's Hogan's, but for the impact, Okada's. Yeah. I listen, I don't hate the move for Okada. I know Sean's not as big a fan of it as I am, but
I think what's the word? How did Jake Roberts call it?
Which word are you trying to think of here?
The clothesline.
Short arm clothesline?
I think a short arm clothesline is a tremendous setup move. I think Okada has made the Rainmaker what it is because Okada's freaking awesome. The problem is that Okada has better moves in his arsenal than the Rainmaker. That's been my only issue. Like, you can watch an Okada match and Okada will pile drive somebody from the ceiling. The guy will kick out, and then he'll do a clothesline, and the match is over. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, that's a modern day wrestling problem, I think, though.
Right.
There's people who will do who has an amazing move. Petey Williams in them. Like, people are doing destroyers, and I'm like, bro, but you went with this weak old, like, oh, I gotta hit you with this. Let me grab your arm. All right, we're just gonna do like a neck breaker. Oh, you're done.
Listen, a little bit off track. When I say it's gonna pop, my guy Derek, I see you, bro. The move that needs to change, the finishing move of a major world champion in the industry that needs to change immediately. Give it to me.
Say that again.
The finishing move of a current major world champion that needs to change because it's not good. And the person is unbelievable. In a good way. But oh crap, I said her. But her finishing move, yeah, I said her, sorry.
Who is it?
Bailey.
Oh, you don't like the rose plant.
The rose plant is terrible, bro. Terrible.
What would you give her? What would you suggest for Bailey?
Yeah. Sometimes when they broke, don't fix it. The belly to belly worked for me, and the Macho Man elbow.
Coming in here with that franchise Shane Douglas finish.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it worked. It worked. And now she's a babyface again, so the belly to belly is going to be all right, But anyway, I digress. Okada's amazing. I just think when you have an arsenal that is second to none, when you win with a clothesline, it's kind of like,
I hear you. Like I said, it's one of those things where I understand what you're saying, though, too.
Thanks,
it's not I'm going to write it off. Women's World Championship, Timeless Toni Storm defends against the woman who technically never lost it against her. They're both in different places now, but Thunder Rosa. And I thought Thunder Rosa had a killer promo on Collision.
She did.
I thought the promo was good. She was like, you're not going to want to see me with my face paint off as she's wiping it off. I was like, I'm with this, though. Go ahead. And she talked her message. She made me, I believe Thunder Rosa could win after that promo. What do you think, though? Is it time or
what did I say about Mustafa Ali in the X Division Championship?
Belongs with him.
Forever. And forever in wrestling doesn't really mean forever, but a year, 2 years, Toni Storm will retain the women's championship for a long, long time.
Okay. He is putting it up there. This is going to be interesting. It's interesting to know that Mercedes is first gunning for the TBS championship too, when you think about that. Mm-hmm. So, okay. The next match. Before we get into this, though, I wanted to ask you about Dynamite because we didn't get to talk to you, my friend.
It was a bunch of crap. I mean, I said last week, Conrad, that I felt it had to have been a joke. It had to have been a spoof. The old WCW skits that WWE used to do. I was like, it has to be something in the realm of it being a joke. And it turned out to be real. It turned out they really showed the backstage footage. They really showed the altercation between CM Punk and Jack Perry, and it was the most ridiculous, corny thing I've ever seen. TK should feel ashamed of himself. What a waste of airtime. You have some of the best wrestlers in the world on your roster, and you waste valuable airtime for that hot garbage. And then FTR, God bless them, they were forced into doing a promo behind that kind of fell flat to no fault of their own because of how stupid they're trying to make this match surround around this CM Punk Jack Perry thing. Terrible on every level.
So you think it came across making Punk look better in the end? I mean,
I think CM Punk came out smelling like pure roses.
I think it only did one thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, Tony, it's not a good look, bro. And I know Tony he's the type to get mad and upset with this right away, but I'm saying this from a place of, Sean, this is someone who has reviewed almost every single AEW show that's happened. I've talked about it. There's some thoughts on what has happened on the shows.
Yes, sir.
Minus for maybe a little brief period when my dad was sick. Other than that, though, I've talked about all your shows. I've watched your product. I've supported your product. I've told people to spend the money on the pay-per-views. Pay-per-views on Triller TV, by the way.
Yep.
Make sure that you guys get that.
Pay-per-views on Triller TV in the United States, amazing. And you've also been very supportive of their video game as well.
Well, I'll save that argument for another day. As
Right.
E has heard me complain today, and I'm doing some old school research on some stuff. And
but the point is, you've been very supportive of AEW.
I've supported AEW, and I am just disappointed by what Tony Khan did here. He took the low road, and I didn't think it was cool. Like, I just thought it was pure hot giggity garbage that he did that. And all this to have a ladder match with Young Bucks and FTR. I'm sure we have the same thoughts. This is a ladder match so the Bucks could grab the belts, right?
So that FTR doesn't take a loss, and the Bucks are surely going to climb the ladder and win.
And who's going to help them?
Oh my goodness! I don't know.
I'm a scapegoat.
You think he's back in the building?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I never once believed that he was gone and they were mad at him for it.
To me, and I'm really not gonna say anything else about this because it disgusts me. CM Punk, Jack Perry. It's the most ridiculous. CM Punk should be happy he left. He should be happy. TK, it's Bush League, and quite frankly, I'll never disrespect the person that's a multi-millionaire that loves wrestling. So if you're a millionaire and you want to pump money into wrestling, I'll always be like, okay, you're somebody I can be cool with because you love wrestling like me. But what a stupid move by Khan. What a stupid move.
Yeah, that was some bad night WCW levels. I won't say WCW 2000. I had a graphic when that happened. I was like, nah, it ain't that bad yet. But I think Tony has to show that he is learning from his mistakes. And I hope on that media call that comes up, Sean, I'm not on him anymore, but I hope somebody tries to at least ask, like, yo, Tony, like, did you learn anything from that situation? Did something, but I don't know what'll happen from it. But I really think he has to show maturity. He's learned and focus on what you got. You got a great roster. I know you're like, oh, the times are going to be hard. You're not going to beat WWE right now. You just have to get that out your head. WCW was never better than WWF for 83 weeks. I don't care what Bischoff tells you. I know the ratings will tell you that, but it takes a while for the momentum to roll, is what I'm saying.
Agreed.
So focus on that and try to get the momentum back in your favor. You have a great roster. Show them what you can do. And I wouldn't even mention them. I would put a ban on mentioning them. Do not mention them. I don't want to hear it. Maybe if it's in an interview, okay. But on my show, on that time, I don't know how much it costs per hour or minute to film Dynamite, but it ain't worth it.
And to your point, you have looks like a banger of a pay-per-view on deck too. Focus on that.
Right? McKinney said they chanted CM Punk on your TV and he doesn't work there. The ratings only went up for 2 segments and immediately dropped, but I feel for Adam Copeland and his rah-rah promo. Actually, I think showing it made Copeland look foolish because they were going right into negativity as well. I actually think Jack Perry could make this character work. He did. A lot of people seem to think that this character is going to work in AEW. Listen, if you hated Punk, you're going to cheer for Jack Perry. If you're a Punk fan like me, I'm probably not going to care. So he goes right into the same pile with the Bucks, and then when they pop up on my screen, I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe it'll be good. I'm trying to be objective, but CJ calm right now, but last week he straight up I apologize for that. I did say that. But that was because of the whole I feared for my life. And I was like, for what? For someone yelling at you that was being held back by 2 people? You were afraid of that? Bumping into monitors? That was weak. That's just me. I don't know, Sean. Maybe
Not just you. He punked out. I'm not proud of TK in this moment. Hopefully he can redeem himself.
Yeah. Maybe you'll learn not to show that stuff. In the match that I'm pretty sure these next 2 matches will be the matches we're talking about at the end of the weekend. Will
by God
Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, someone who has been called the best wrestler in the world, has things named after him. Shout out to the Blackpool Combat Club book club as well that we have found out about this week, that they share books with each other to read and then they discuss them to help connect with their characters and such. Yeah, dude, I know people were mad at Ospreay for taking the shot at Triple H. I think it was fair, kind of in a way, to at least say something back after Triple H said what he said. What do you think here, though, Sean? This has got to be an all-timer. This could be match of the year. I'm not deeming it as that yet, but I'm just saying it could be.
2 things. One you've heard many times, one you've never heard at all. Will Ospreay, the best professional wrestler alive today. That's 1. Will Ospreay will not lose a match until after he is AEW World Heavyweight Champion. That's my take.
My man, and I will fully back that take and agree with you.
He will not lose a single match until the day he loses the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Interesting. They just put it as a regular ladder match. Let me see here. I'm just looking here. People are agreeing with you about the Bailey finisher. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't put him anywhere near the Bucks. If anything, FTR should win clean and you let Jack Perry do his thing elsewhere. I don't think they're going to do that. Honestly, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm going to be nervous for this match like I did for Ibushi versus Naito. It's going to be great, man. I'm telling you. Ospreay Danielson will be an absolute classic. No question this match could go either way, but I'm going with Ospreay. Yes. Shout out to E for putting the Discord up in the group. By the way, super random here, but Stardom's former owner, Rossi, announced Marigold starting up today as well. So, like I said, fun-filled episode. I'm trying to get in everything that I can and throw it in there. But, yeah, I agree with everything Sean said. He is not losing that championship, and I think by the fall, Will Ospreay will be your AEW heavyweight champion. Swerve
and Ospreay and Wembley Stadium is nothing else makes any sense.
But I gotta not front. The main event is going to be a banger as well, I think. Yeah. Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland. I'm surprised. I thought they would have made this a chain match or something by now. Oh, here he goes. He's dancing. This is why you got to watch on the live stream, audio listeners. You never know. It's time. Bro, it's time to put the belt on Swerve. Someone said, is it undoubtedly time? I will say I am 95% sure it's time to put the belt on Swerve. I really would say 100, but there's always that 5% chance something crazy happens in between. It's Swerve's time, period. Put the belt on him. That's what I'm going to say.
Swerve Strickland is going to do what Mabel should have done in 1995.
Don't tell me you were rooting for Mabel. Sean was in his house down with Diesel.
Yeah.
Turbo, do something.
I was not. But all jokes aside, Swerve Strickland will become the first Black world champion in AEW, and rightfully so. This kid is pure money. And, you talk about leaving WWE and then going out. I mean, this is Cody Rhodes-esque. Maybe not on as high of a scale, but this is Cody Rhodes-esque. He left, and he's really become better. Like, I mean, he was good then. He's so much better. He must win. I'm not going to just say he will win. He must win.
Co-signing. Yeah, 100%. He must win. It's time to put the belt on him. This is what you should have been focusing your efforts on, Tony. And I hope everyone makes Tony see that. Like, this is what you should be focused on instead of that other crap. We'll say crap. Mm-hmm. It's crap what he focused on this week.
And if you don't think it's crap, then you are on Rice Krispies.
I just keep seeing them three little dudes pop up with the spoon. Please stop. Clown says the Swerve's house. Is this show going to be great for no reason? Because people will be tuned out after the chicanery last week. I think people will still tune into the show. I don't think AEW's done nothing wrong with the in-ring product. I think AEW needs to figure out how to get their stories for people. Sean, let me ask you this. Do people not care about AEW stories? Is there not enough to sink you in? Like WWE people are in. Bloodline, I'm in, baby. I'm with this. Is AEW not doing it? Are their stories too long? I mean, the Bloodline one's long too. So
the Bloodline's a little long too, but they tried with the whole Adam Cole thing with MJF. I think they care, just not as much. I think you're hitting the nail on the head.
It's going to be tough. Cue my NXT Booker T. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
Men on a Mission. If Perry helps the Ducks win the tag titles, they will help him win the international title or the ROH TV title, and the Elite will have all the gold until the Butterfly Cowboy gets back. I don't know where Hangman is. We haven't seen him in a minute. Samoa Joe. Actually, I think Hangman might be the first challenger for Swerve. We'll see. Samoa Joe versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship. 100% Swerve Strickland should dethrone Samoa Joe right now. And new Quill said.
I agree, Quilly. I agree.
Or will this show with the right booking make for a clean slate cleaner? Depends on how it comes off. AEW's got to figure out how to avoid the drama, too, when it's pay-per-view time. People start doing this when they should be.
But to Guy Will Gamble's point, it has the potential to do that. It has the potential to do that. This is why Swerve needs to win. This better not be like the lead-in to Double or Nothing. No, you need to make this pay-per-view this Sunday a banger.
Right. Either way, this needs to be Swerve's time. Guy Will Gamble says, McKinney says AEW stories are trash, but the in-ring is awesome. But that's just me, Oos.
Just me, Oos.
I don't think the stories are trash, though. I don't think they're as bad as people make them out to be. Maybe you could wish that they were better. In something like, do you really care about Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly? We can argue.
The best storyline in the history of the business. The best storyline in the history of the company turned out to be a dud.
Which one? Oh, well, that one had the best potential because it was a mystery. Yes. But we talked about that, Sean.
Yes.
There was no coming back from that, no matter what you did or thought. If you didn't have CM Punk as the devil, throw this away, man.
Yep.
But and I felt bad that it had to be that way. But if you listen to us every single week for 85 weeks, you guys would know that you get the best content and talking in here. And we told you that there was no satisfying people when it came to that one. Renegade brings up a good person as well. Danhausen. Where's he been?
No idea, James. Good question.
Much respect for Punk. Yeah, maybe that's why he's being not featured on television. Guy Will Gamble says, I'm hopeful AEW isn't cooked. McKinney says trash, but see, I could bring up a lot of other stories, though, that I thought were good. I think some people, here's the weird thing, McKinney, and E has heard me say this, Sean has heard me say this. I think people have WWE brain when it comes to this, bro. Why do we care so much about things? Why can't you tell a story in the ring? Why can't you tell stories WCW style?
Yeah.
Now, AEW for the first 5 years, I know they said they didn't want to do anything in the locker rooms and stuff. They tried to avoid doing that. Now I think it's time to add that in. I think it's time for Tony to get some writers to help him, especially with the under storylines, to make them more interesting.
No, you're talking right now.
Yeah, that's what I think they need to do. But are all the stories trash? I think one of my favorite stories was the Hangman Page, and this is crazy coming from me because you know how I feel about Hangman. Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, Young Bucks storyline was one of the best stories that they told. Yeah, easily. He kept failing every single time. Kenny beat him to be number one contender. His old tag partner, he's like, yeah, you're washed. Get out of here. And then Kenny went on to be the best, the belt collector, and Hangman took his head off. And the Bucks knew it was time to do it. Do it. It's your time, bro.
Yeah. And I think MJF taking over the JAS was a good storyline, too.
That was great. CM Punk and MJF, money, bro. Money. MJF saying lines that Punk said in the old Ring of Honor. Dude, great storyline. There's good stories there. People just, sometimes I feel like people don't want to see them as well because it's not presented in the exact same way. GCW fighting Nick Gage. Yeah. Oh, I think the Jericho, he liked that storyline with Jericho fighting all the pillars. Yeah, the issue is that you can't keep doing the MJF story every single time.
Right.
Kyle O'Reilly is going to be a banger. All this stuff, it's just like the game. People want more like WWE. That's what they're used to. Yeah, they've been used to it for 20 years. That's what I'm saying. It's the standard now. Danhausen also coming up against Speedball and GCW. Interesting. Did not know that. The Cole MJF story pre-Devil was more fun than I expected. I think that's what people want, like Sean said. You want the mystery. That's the best type of story. Like you're like, I don't know who did this. Who's the person? Yeah. But you got to have the payoff be good. And that's what Sean and myself were trying to tell you guys is, nah, you ain't going to get it. Johnny, welcome. I see you in the chat doing Punk lyrics. Hope MJF did resign. What is this MJF resign? If he's not resigned after that stunt he pulled at Double or Nothing 2022, then that's on Tony. That's foolishness.
He better be resigned. He resigned, or Tony Khan's an idiot.
Yeah, because if he shows up on WWE television, I'm just gonna come on here. I don't know. Actually, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll let Sean do it because I'll start cursing. I will come on here and I will cuss Tony Khan out. It'll be forever done. Yeah, AEW can do stories and also have controversy stories. MJF and Juice. I mean, I could say stuff and I don't say stuff to nitpick people or bring up bad stuff about other people. I don't know. I hate that too. I get it that they have to pivot from some of the storylines because it's getting backlash at the time. So yeah, if they feel it's not a sensitive story, but that's hire writers. Let them be on the hook for this, Tony. That's not you. And Tony can still be part of the process. I know he wants to be a part of it, but you don't need to be a part of everything. Give Scott D'Amore Ring of Honor and hire some writers. Boom, bam. You're in a much better spot. And then you can focus on hierarchy in your company and get someone to be your hatchet man. Says you don't want to be the bad guy, pay someone to be the bad guy. Because if it's Christopher Daniels, it ain't working, Chief.
That's not work.
For me, it's the bad acting, and it's like a bunch of people who don't train or attempt to learn promos. The stories take too long. The best stories have people that can do it in their sleep. Regal said you could tell a story with a match, then he left to start Mary Gold, or was that Rossi? The other mole. Betrayal. Betrayal. MJF would be an idiot to sign with AEW. You're crazy because if he goes to WWE, he's not going to be a high-paid guy. He's going to be on the grind, and he's going to have to sit there and work very, very hard and come all the way back up. Versus
NXT.
Yeah, versus in AEW, he is the guy. So I wouldn't say it's that easy for it. No, it has to be you, Conrad Rose and TK. Maybe it'll be me and Sean. I don't know. Sean ain't gonna want to do that show with me because it's gonna be it'll be game over. I promise you that night.
I'm down for that. I would just be myself, but I'd be down for that.
Would you Eric Bischoff and Tony for a truce? No. That's a bad idea. They could be friends, but I don't think they should work together.
No.
Leon the King, what up? Appreciate
What
you.
up, though? Appreciate you.
Triple H is gonna buy AEW in 4 years. Watch, I'm calling it right now. If you had money and we could put it on a site to bet it, I think I would take you on that bet. But we'll see. Maybe you're right. It'll take 15 years of Nitro's audience, as he said, for AEW. Johnny said he had dinner with Eric. I hope he's a nice guy, Johnny. Judging by your picture, I can tell that Eric's a fan. A big fan of yours. Quill said if MJF signs with WWE, MJF will no longer be MJF unless he somehow keeps his name like Jay Cargill did. Honestly, if you like Jay Cargill in WWE, she's the exact same thing she was in AEW. I'm not going to lie. They showed a match and it was like spot for spot the exact same match. But listen, we've had a good time with this, right?
We have.
Sean, take us out of here, man. And we'll get you guys started on Raw early tonight. We'll see what announcements they have and big ideas. We got an Intercontinental title. Sean, quick prediction. New IC champ or not tonight?
No, Sammy's going to retain tonight.
Chad Gable turn heel?
Yes. After he loses.
All right, Montreal, you better have fun. Sean, take us out, brother.
It's just me, Oos. Listen, man. Definitely happy to be with Conrad. Definitely happy to be with you guys. Yo, we got the ball rolling. We're coming up on the 86th episode next week. Make sure you tune in. We got a lot of good stuff planned for you guys as we review Rebellion, as we review Dynasty. Make sure you come to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly and check out my couple of articles I'm doing on Haney versus Garcia coming up Saturday night on pay-per-view as well. Make sure you check that out. A lot of things going on. Make sure you go to Triller to get Rebellion, to get Dynasty, AEW pay-per-view worldwide this Sunday on Triller. Not just internationally this time. It's going to be in the building for the United States as well. Make sure you check it out. Yo, we got momentum going, and we're going to keep the momentum going. It's just us. Oops. Day 1-ish. Appreciate you guys. Be encouraged. God bless. And always remember, next week, 6:05, right here on EPW, Clash of the Podcast, and Evil Never Prevails. We'll see you next week.